You said there we got a couple teams at 9-3, but I want to ask specifically about one real quick. Oklahoma, the models got the Sooners going 9-3 in their debut SEC season. Got kind of a two-parter here, Jake. How difficult is it to project Texas and Oklahoma, given that they're playing in a new conference, obviously with a much more difficult slate, and how big of a surprise do you think it would be around the country if Texas comes into this league, goes undefeated, and Oklahoma comes into this league and wins 9 games right off the bat? How surprising do you think that would be to the rest of the country that Texas and Oklahoma would be arguably two of the better teams in the entire SEC right off the bat?
I think nationally that would be a heck of a story. A lot of people, and this is just me, still view the SEC. Now, there's a couple things here. One, we know the SEC does have the most talent in the country. If you don't believe it, just watch the NFL draft coming up here in April, and we'll see it every year. SEC leads the charge. But the SEC around the country still has a stigma that, hey, this is top to bottom a defensive first league. When in reality, the league has kind of fallen off. I mean, if you look at some of these numbers last year, Vanderbilt 101 in defensive scoring efficiency, Arkansas 41, South Carolina 55, Florida 86. I mean, you go down the list here, Ole Miss at 32. I mean, there's a lot of teams that have fallen off defensively. So when you look at Texas, to me, I don't think Texas would be as big a surprise because they played played in the college football playoff this year. They had the 17th best offense and the 8th best defense nationally. Steve Sarkisian has really done a great job with his staff teeing this Texas Longhorn team up, I think, to compete week in and week out. Oklahoma, though, last year they were ninth in the country in offensive scoring efficiency and 11th defensive scoring efficiency in the Big 12. But there's a lot that they've had to replace. They've had to find a new quarterback. Dylan Gabriel's off to Oregon. They lost a lot of offensive linemen, but they have recruited well and done a decent job in the transfer portal. And, when you look at Oklahoma, as far as their schedule is concerned, Temple, Houston, and Tulane in the non-conference, their first SEC game, obviously, Tennessee will come calling. Then at Auburn, I think that's a game that they can go get. That will probably be a four-quarter type ball game. Texas neutral site game after a bye week. South Carolina at Ole Miss, another non-conference game against Maine. They play Missouri, Alabama, and at LSU. So, you look at Vegas right now with Oklahoma, they have their win total at 8. I have them a game over at 9. I wouldn't be surprised if they go 8-4, 7-5, but I have them, winning a couple one possession games that I think they can get. So, again, I look at these numbers and then I say, what does Vegas say? Vegas has them at 8. I have them at 9.